now we are watching the 2021 MLB All-Star Game. This is one of the things that I love to watch every single year. It doesn't matter if you love baseball. It's a thing that you watch occasionally, if you're a fair weather fan. But I think, for anything, if you have a favorite team, a favorite player, when the All-Star Game comes on, it's always, one of those things that, at least for me, I love to be able to watch. And I wanted to be able to see my boy, Showtime, obviously me being, part Japanese as well. I'm wanting to be able to see what he can do. Obviously, we saw him in the home run derby. He was the number one seed. We saw Pete Alonso. He'll probably go for a three-peat next season. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Like I said, I don't have a TV in the studio just yet, so I, could either record here in the living room, in the bedroom. But I figured, I have some time. I'm watching the game. I haven't got a chance to, hang out with y'all in a couple days. So if you guys are just chilling, it's on Fox. Turn the game on and watch with me. I don't know how long I'll be streaming for, but I figured, might as well watch a little bit of it. And if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to talk about, MLB, NFL, college football related, you can fire away. But I'm just watching my boy Showtime, Shohei Ohtani, representing the American League. Woo! Nasty pitch. Let's go. Obviously, as a lot of y'all know, my dad is a big Dodgers fan. So obviously, he's going to be rooting for the National League. I just want to be able to see a good performance. And the nice thing is that if you end up watching sports, with the NFL, it's atrocious. In the NFL, the Pro Bowl is a disgrace. It's garbage, right? NBA All-Star Game, half the time it's, okay, you know what I mean? But, normally they don't play defense. It's gotten a little bit better in the last couple seasons. I can't speak for the USA team. I mean, you're fucking 0-2. The NBA right now, to me, is a little bit trashy. I mean, you can't even beat Australia and some of these other teams, which is sad. But I think right now, NHL and the MLB probably got the best products for All-Star games. And to me personally, I think the MLB with the Home Run Derby as well as the All-Star game popped up. Get that. There we go. But I think the MLB All-Star game to me is the most exciting because I think that when you watch the game, everyone tries. You're always getting everyone trying, play in, play out. And you don't really get that in the Pro Bowl game for the NFL. You don't really get it in the NBA All-Star game until maybe like the fourth quarter. So we'll see how it goes. We got a 0-0 game, bottom of the first. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. And like I said, I'll be doing some more football videos as we go closer and closer into the NFL preseason and regular season. But this is something that I always enjoy to watch. It's the MLB All-Star Game every single year. I don't think I've missed one. Probably in the last, 25, 30 years, maybe longer. I don't think I've missed one. I always find, the time to watch, even if it's just for a little bit. Shohei on the mound. I was hoping that he would do a little bit better against Soto yesterday in the home run derby. I don't know if anyone, watched it. I know some of y'all love baseball. Some of y'all don't really like it. But, as far as the All-Star game in general, my dad's a big Dodgers fan. And obviously we have that bond watching the Dodgers together. Easy out. Hopefully we get a few home runs in this game as well. Hope everyone is having a good day. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So you can donate at the Cash App or on the Super Chat. And like I said, get buckled in. Watch a little bit of the All-Star game. Tiny Coconut 14 in the building. What to do? And it's not like there's a lot going on. I mean, obviously, if you've been watching the NBA Finals, it hasn't really been too exciting for me personally. I mean, I get Milwaukee's in it. I get Phoenix is in it. You're going to get a new champ. But, with the USA team, can't even get a fucking dub. Can't even buy a dub. I think the NBA in general, to me, is kind of dead. Like I said, if LeBron and KD, if there wasn't injuries, we wouldn't even have those, those matchups. Exciting to see new teams, don't get me wrong, with the Suns and Milwaukee, but I don't know, man. Right now, everyone is kind of just waiting and waiting and waiting for the NFL and college football, and I am as well. Big swing. I don't know if any of y'all ended up catching the home run derby yesterday. Pretty exciting. Pete Alonso, he's the real deal Holyfield. 35 home runs in the first round, broke the record, and then obviously ended up getting the back-to-back championships with the home run derby. And then, we are going to be getting to a point where he'll probably try to defend his crown again, and you'll probably see him try to three-peat Pete Alonso. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. And it's crazy for, Shohei Ohtani, at any point to be leading the majors in home runs, and he's a starting pitcher. It's unheard of. So a lot of hype with this All-Star game in Colorado. Come on, Show. Foul away. Still 0-0. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. We're about midweek. One more day until we get to Wednesday. And a few more weeks as we get closer and closer to getting into the point where we have some NFL preseason. And then hopefully I'll have a TV all set up with a wall mount, in the studio, so that way I can start calling some of the preseason games as well as the regular season games. It's going to be a fun season. I got about 5 to 10 people already confirmed that are going to be hopping on as co-hosts, with me this season. So you're going to see a lot of faces. There's going to be people that I'm going to invite, in StreamYard itself, but you're also going to see a lot of people in the building, in the studio with me, which is exciting. So going to be probably somewhere around 5 to 10, probably closer to that 10 number this season. Nice chopper. End of the inning. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. I don't think really there's anything else going on. It's the MLB All-Star Game. Watch it every single year. Haven't missed it in 30 years. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So, sit back. Get some brews, get some popcorn. If you have any questions or any comments that you want to speak of, comment below. And like I said, normally I'll be doing, normally NFL and college football, but, I figured I was already watching this anyway, so I figured I'd go live for just a little bit and seeing if anyone else is watching this game as well. And like I said, there's nothing really else going on unless you want to watch the trash, which is we call the NBA with the NBA Finals, but not too exciting. Or if you want to watch the USA team lose and can't even buy a bucket, and that's trash. And it's just sad to see, that the USA team can't even beat Australia and some of these other countries. It is what it is. Samcan 4251. I do follow it pretty closely. I don't do a lot of recordings on, the MLB. I follow Mariners. I follow the Dodgers. My dad's a big Dodger fan. He's been watching the Dodgers and really rooting for him since the 50s. So with it, following sports like baseball, Xavier Williams in the building. I see Cardinals in the building. Kyler Murray in the building. I can't wait to be able to call some Cardinals games as well. And like I said, I usually get to these points where we just moved in, to the 3-bedroom. So, I need to get another flat screen TV because we only had 2 before. So I'm still saving up money to be able to get a flat screen TV, get the wall mount. And once I get the wall mount and once I get the flat screen, if I had that already in the room already, I would have already probably been doing some live pitch by pitch or play by play baseball game coverage. I would have done probably the NBA playoffs and the NBA finals, even though I'm not really into the NBA. But I'll have everything ready and set up, for college football, all the Oregon Ducks games, besides the ones that I'm going to be going to in Eugene and Autzen. I'll be sitting probably front row, second row, third row behind the Duck bench. I'll be going to a lot of those games as well. But NFL, man, I can't wait. We're going to have a fantastic season. I'm going to have 5 to 10 co-hosts, join your boy. I haven't had anyone say no, so there's a lot of people that are going to be coming in and joining your boy. Swaggy P, Preston's going to be in there. There's going to be a lot of people. Joey's going to be in the building. My boy Matt's going to be in the building. I got a lot of people. It's going to be about 5 to 10, so you're going to be able to see Packers fans in the building, Colts fans, Chargers fans. So you're going to be able to see Cowboys fans. There's going to be fans of all these different teams watching games with me. A good chunk of my friends that are real friends that are going to be hanging out with your boy. Home run derby winner, Xavier Williams. I wasn't really too surprised. I mean, a lot of people were hyping up Shohei Ohtani, being a pitcher hitter, but you had to have known at some point he probably wasn't going to make the finals. And if he was, I mean, Pete Alonso crushed it last year, won the championship. He's awesome from the Mets. And then obviously he just went off in the first round, 35 homers. I watched that. I always watch the home run derby and the MLB All-Star game every single year, even though a lot of y'all know me for NFL and college football because I am a Northwest sports fanatic, as you know. But I wasn't too surprised. I figured that Pete Alonso would be the favorite to win, and he did. And then obviously as he tries to retain his crown for the third year, he will try to three-peat Pete Alonso. So I wouldn't be shocked if he wins it next year as well. He's that damn good. And that's big facts. And it was cool to see my boy Griffey out there, who's like my hero besides my dad. It was awesome to be able to see him take pictures out there and be a fan of the game. Absolutely love Griffey. That's my favorite player of all time, at least in the baseball side. Probably sports overall. Big Derek Brooks guy, for the Buccaneers. Devin White. Obviously, Levante David. Those are my big guys in football. But I think my favorite overall would be Ken Griffey Jr. since I met him when I was 7 years old in 1989, and that kind of changed my life forever, and that's big facts. So if you have cable or if you have access to Fox or the Fox Sports app, like I said, the game is on right now. It's on Fox. It's the MLB All-Star Game. We didn't get the All-Star Game last season due to COVID. So this is something exciting, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you want to just hang out and join your boy, I'm going to try to record sometimes from the bedroom, sometimes from the living room, sometimes in the studio. I'll be doing reaction videos. I'll be doing, obviously live stream, original content, calling games. Oh, right down the line. Go, go, go. 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 Ooh, holds at third. Let's go. It's always exciting to watch the MLB too. It's because when you watch the MLB, they always try. It's the only All-Star game besides maybe the NHL where they always fucking try, and I respect that. And with the Pro Bowl, they should just not even do it anymore. It's just a joke. They don't even tackle. They should just, bring back like the quarterback competitions like they used to have back in the day, like John Elway and Marino and all those other guys where they would do the different competitions. That was fun. But Pro Bowl is a joke. I mean, I don't really enjoy the NBA All-Star Game as much anymore. I mean, with the dunk contest and the skills challenge and the three-point contest, they don't even have the best fucking athletes in those contests year to year. You know what I mean? They have some no-namers in the dunk contest, not like when I was a kid, when you had Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. You had the best dunkers, going at it. And with obviously the MLB, All-Star Game, it seems like you get more of the studs that are really trying to participate for the game. They just need to market more of the players, and they're starting to do that now. It used to be Mike Trout. Now it's Shohei Ohtani. It's Tatis Jr. You're getting a lot of these other guys out there. Vlad Guerrero Jr. So I just hope they keep pushing and marketing more of these other guys. Grounded. Get him. Safe. All right, we already got a score on the board. The American League 1, National League 0. Let's go. Guy on first and second. Let's go. We're in the second inning. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I knew scoring was going to be hot and heavy in this matchup too. You already know when the MLB guys go out there, they're always playing hard. You can respect that. Impression about the M's. My cousin is diehard and saying that, let's see, World Series trip in 2-3. Oh, now, yeah, no. I mean, I've been following the Mariners for years. I live in Oregon. Like I said, they have a lot of young talent, but they never keep their players on the roster. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that will be good, and then you see them go to another team, and then they finally become an all-star. Like in this game, you can see Zunino, the catcher for the Mariners. Previously, now he's on a different team, the Rays, and now he's an all-star. Then you were able to see like Taijuan Walker, a guy they gave up on at pitcher, and then he made the all-star game as a reserve, I believe, for the Mets. So, yeah, the Mariners are nowhere near any World Series or even playoffs, in my opinion. I mean, it'd be nice to see them, get to the playoffs, but they have the biggest drought, since 2001, Ichiro's rookie year. So I don't think that the Mariners are going to be anywhere near. I mean, you can definitely see where the top teams are. The Dodgers are there. You can see the Padres are built for long-term success. And like I said, I follow the NFL. I follow college football. But, obviously me and my dad being close, to the game as well, him being a big Dodgers fan, I always keep the pulse, on the Mariners and the Dodgers for my dad. And, yeah, Mariners have no chance. No chance at all, in my opinion. I mean, they don't have the depth. You know what I mean? You got to have pitching, you got to have hitting, and you got to have your guys develop. And anytime they get someone good, it seems like they just trade them away. And then they go to the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Cubs, and then they have success there. So, and you're owned by Nintendo and a bunch of higher-ups, but it's never going to happen, man. Yeah, and obviously, usually, the winner of the All-Star game in normal years, home field advantage in the World Series. I'm not sure if that's what the case is this season, but I definitely know moving forward that's typically what it is. Oh, I love this. Charlie Freeman, Freddie Freeman's son. And it's cool to be able to see this younger generation of all-stars. There's a lot of players playing in this game that are under 25, which is really cool to see. Some people love baseball. Some people hate baseball. Big swing and a miss. But like I said, it's one of those things to me. You don't have to be a hardcore fan to enjoy the MLB All-Star Game. A lot of times when you turn on the TV, if you haven't watched very closely with the MLB, there'll be a lot of fucking names. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? I mean, besides the main guys that, that are promoted, like Shohei Ohtani this year has been promoted pretty heavy. And it's cool to be able to recognize some of the new names, just like we usually do in the NBA and the NHL, and especially in the NFL as well. So it's 1-0. Top of the second, a guy on first and second, 1-1 count. And I don't know how long I'm going to stream. Like I said, I was just planning on streaming for a little bit. But, anyone that wanted to hop on and, hang out with your boy, turn the game on Fox, watch with me. You have any questions that you want to talk about in the NFL, college football, or the MLB in general, you can fire away. But I came into the room that doesn't have the AC or a fan on right now. So I might end up moving and watching this game in the bedroom where the AC is. Because, I mean, the warehouse job that I've been working at, I'm bruised, I'm bloodied. It's been definitely some tough work. But, it is what it is. Yeah, Samoan, I hear you. Yeah, it's like where people's careers die, it seems like, you know what I mean? But they do have a good nucleus and core with guys, Kelenic and Rodriguez. They have some talent. Seager's been there a long time, but it just seems like we never can pull enough pieces together. When we had Nelson Cruz and, you had a group of guys a few years ago where they almost made it. Get him. There we go. Double play. Let's go. Only one run given up. American League up 1-0 as we go into the middle of the second inning. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. And like I said, I'm very, very excited about this upcoming season for college football and the NFL. I've been putting a lot of work, reaching out to a lot of my good friends, to see if they want to, end up recording with me. And like I said, I've gotten pretty much, confirmation from about close to 10 people. So you're going to be able to see a lot of people. Some people live out of state, so I'm excited to be able to see, going forward, some people I'll be on StreamYard and they live out of state, and I'll invite them and they'll be in the room with me. I'll be doing a fantasy football, kind of show, going over tips. Obviously last season and the season before, people typically will pay me money to help them with their lineups and with drafting their team and kind of getting their lineup right. Fantasy football is definitely very, very big. And it's one of my favorite things to do. It takes a lot of time, patience, research, film study, just like when I watch the NFL games, but I'm excited to do that. And then we're going to have a lot of different fans of different teams that are my friends that are going to end up, kind of being the color analysts and just kind of chiming in as we're watching games together when I'm doing the live play-by-play and reaction. So very, very exciting to be able to see where the season's going to go. Obviously to get to that 20,000 subscriber mark and go above and beyond that, and then get closer to that 4 million view mark, sitting about 3.4 million now, and over 1,100 videos in the library. We're going to get that up higher and higher to 1,300. And like I said, the NFL is just right around the corner, which is really exciting. So definitely been putting in a lot of time. The warehouse job has been kicking my ass. Like I said, it's been really physical, tiring, and like I said, I want to make sure that mentally I'm right, but I definitely got to go on a little bit of a vacation, to Detroit Lake, here in Oregon for about 2-3 days with the girlfriend and the family, so that definitely got me a tan, definitely got my mentals right, and I'm definitely on board for the NFL, and now I just got to save up for, a 40, 50, 60-inch TV, get that into the studio, and get the wall mount set up. And as soon as I get it, then I'll be recording pretty much from that point forward, just in that, studio room from that point on. So, and then I'm going to have to probably get AC in there as well, because obviously I don't got AC in that room, and definitely want to be cool and comfortable while I'm recording, because it definitely gets hot in there with all the photography lights and with the green screen and everything else with all the equipment. So, #1 movie in America right now. Haven't seen it yet, but I do want to see it. Black Widow, if you're a Marvel fan. Joe Buck and John Smoltz on the mic. If you guys have Fox or the Fox Sports app, turn that bitch on. Watch the game with me. Nothing else is fucking on right now. And like I said, you have any comments or questions, anything that you want to talk about, fire away in the chat, man. Don't be shy. 95 and 01, yep. And like I said, I met Ken Griffey Jr. in 1989, with my dad, and I met Ken Griffey Sr. So that was the start of me becoming the Northwest Sports Fanatics, really, channeling in my inner essence of being a sport fan. And then I met Sandy Koufax, my dad's hero, Dodger legend, pitcher from the Dodgers in the 50s and 60s, one of the best left-handed pitcher ever and the best left-handed hitter ever, with Koufax and Griffey. So by 10 years old, I already met two of the best athletes to ever play the game in any sport, and that really, it's really what made me who I am today, and that's big facts. But I always watch, as much as I can with the Mariners. Nathan Dotson in the building. What to do? How are you, my guy? And the Dodgers I follow and I fuck with heavy just because my dad is a hardcore fan. Is like, you guys know I watch, all 32 teams, and I don't have bias, and I watch, all the Ducks games, but I watch Ohio State and Clemson and Bama and Georgia. I mean, I watch everything. Pac-12 and beyond. Big Ten, SEC, ACC. My dad doesn't really watch basketball or any other sport. He'll watch the Oregon Ducks because I do. But this guy, this mofo, he watches all 162 games of the Dodgers if they're on, unless they have a shortened season. So if I don't, I don't really know about commitment and what you guys have for commitment, but for a fan to watch literally every Dodger game, if that's his team, I mean, salute to my dad, you know what I mean, for really showing people what it's about, to be a fan and watch every single game. I did hear Uso. What is it, DUI? I mean, it seems like a lot of the Usos and a lot of those guys, I've been watching wrestling still as well. You're seeing Brock Lesnar with a new haircut, and, a lot of the guys getting arrested. Certain guys, going from WWE over to AEW. Wrestling still is in shambles right now. I'm not a fan of Raw, SmackDown, or really NXT until we get fans back on a regular basis. I prefer AEW. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, just the style of wrestling. I like JR. I like Tony Schiavone as announcers better than anyone that they have on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT besides Pat McAfee. Obviously, I support him, love the Pat McAfee show, and that's cool that he has an opportunity to do SmackDown as well with Michael Cole. But, I mean, at this point, we got a long, long ways to go. Jay Buhner. Yeah. Jay Buhner was nice. Edgar Martinez was nice. Tino Martinez was nice. I mean, I've been watching baseball, since the mid '80s. Like I said, I was born in '82. Started watching sports, around '85, '86, 3-4 years old. So I mean, to be able to watch, certain players develop. I mean, I can name drop wrestlers for days, baseball players for days, NBA, NFL, and it's my life. You know what I mean? Besides, once I get off work, I'm always looking at stats. I'm watching film. When I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, I still played Nintendo, played video games, and played with my wrestling figures, G.I. Joes, Transformers, Ninja Turtles. But what made me a little bit different is I was looking on the stats of, football cards, baseball cards, and basketball cards, and looking to see what college they went to, how many receptions they had, how many strikeouts they had in their rookie year. So I mean, I've always been enamored by stats and film, and that's kind of the way that I've turned into the Northwest Sports Fanatics, just my love for the game. And it doesn't matter what team you're on or what player you are. I'm not going to hate on greatness. If you are great, right? Just like when I give love to Drew Brees or AK-41 or Michael Thomas or Run CMC or obviously Kyle Pitts or Calvin Ridley, even though I'm a Bucks fan, it's easy for me because I could see them playing on my team and I would absolutely love them. So I don't have any hate in my heart, for the great players in our league, even if they're a rival, to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's facts. Or a rival of my Oregon Ducks. That's big facts. 1-0. Bottom of the second, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday. Like I said, I've been getting my mind right, a little bit of a vacation. Warehouse job has been kicking my ass. Lots of blood, lots of bruises, lots of sweat, and it's really tough work. But like I said, this is a time for me that I've already worked a full 8-9 hour day. I'm exhausted. I can't feel like every day when I go to work, my arms hurt, my legs hurt. Like if I could show you these bruises that I got on my arms and legs, you'd just be like, whoa, looks like I got in a fight or something. But, sometimes you got to grind it out, doing warehouse work, unloading big trucks, lifting things that are 50, 60, 80, 100, 150 pounds. Not fucking easy, and I work early. So I'm at work at, 6:30 in the morning. Fucking early, waking up at 5 in the morning. It's not easy, But I get off at 3, which is nice. So now I'll be able to have a couple hours to transition and relax. So when the NFL season starts, it is a good hurt though. But when I do get to that point, when football starts, I'll have a couple hours to kind of recover before we get there. In it to win it, keep grinding. Your boy always does. Yeah, the Usos always drinking, man. And like I said, a lot of these guys, they'll get arrested, and some of the guys have problems. I mean, but who doesn't? People have drug problems. People have all kinds of problems with drinking and drugs and mental health. I mean, fucking A, man. COVID has really fucked up a lot of people, including myself. You know what I mean? I've been through the ups. I've been through the downs. People have gone through addiction and depression like me. It's been rough. But we're finally getting to a point where the mask mandate, I got my vaccine. I got both of my shots through Pfizer. So I don't know if we're going to have to get another one at some point. But obviously my dad, being high risk, has diabetes, is a little bit older. And for me to be able to see my dad and see my family, my mom and dad are a little bit older, as well as going to Seattle to see Russell Wilson, to go to Seattle to see the Mariners, to be able to go to the Oregon Ducks. You know what I mean? Some places are allowing people that are vaccinated, non-vaccinated, but I felt it was one of those things that I just needed to get done, especially for me to see family and to go to sporting events. And Oregon Ducks are 100% capacity, so I'm going. I'm gonna, you'll probably see me on TV a couple times this season. Definitely excited to be able to, cheer on the team and see Kayvon Thibodeaux, a potential top 5 pick, maybe a top 2 pick, depending on what happens with the Houston Texans and a few of these other teams that are going to be garbage. They're going to be looking, at Spencer Rattler, at quarterback, Sam Howell. They're going to be looking at QBs. But if it's not a QB and they want to go Kayvon Thibodeaux, I think he is the best defensive player in the draft. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Oregon Duck diehard, hardcore fan, one of the biggest Oregon Ducks fans on planet Earth, as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But if you go and look at Kayvon Thibodeaux's stats, I mean, he could be the next big thing on defense, and he's already proven it already. So I want to see him in person, obviously, before he goes into the NFL. Just don't really want him on the Houston Texans, but, I mean, we'll see where he ends up falling. Big swing and a miss. All right, that's the end of the inning. Hope everyone's having a good day. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, I'll go through the comments here. Obviously, with this setup that I'm on, they go on the screen for me pretty quickly. So if I haven't got a chance to, go back through your guys' comments, I apologize. I'm one of the more loving, hardcore fans. I'm always, going through and trying to acknowledge everybody. In it to win it, keep grinding. What did your pop say when the Dodgers won it all last season? My God. My dad's been a fan since the 50s. We've been watching the Dodgers religiously for a long, long time. And I told him we're getting closer and closer. And we know the Astros, trash can scandal. They should have won. Darvish, Game 7, they cheated, but it's okay. That's fine that Houston got their championship. It's tainted, so whatever. So they just had to work at it. And then obviously, picking up some key guys like Mookie Betts was huge. Clayton Kershaw didn't have to be the best pitcher. Walker Buehler has been a great stud. And then for them to finally win it and to watch that. I didn't get a chance to watch it with my dad due to COVID, though, which was shitty. But I was on the phone with him while we were watching the games, and we were talking, to each other while the game was on, which was cool. But it was exciting, man. And the thing is the Dodgers, they haven't won a World Series prior to last year since 1988. The Magic Johnson and the ownership, they always have money, and they're always going to be one of the top teams. But it also shows you, working forward that they are going to be a contender for years to come. But the Padres with Tatis is up and coming, and you got a lot of these other teams that are going to be competing and gunning, for the Dodgers. So, obviously for the Mariners, I don't see anything anytime soon. But for the Dodgers, it's really exciting to see my dad happy. I want to be able to, hopefully raise enough money at some point, before my dad gets too old, so I can actually take him to Los Angeles, and so I can show him the Sandy Koufax statue, and we can actually watch a game together, in Los Angeles. Because usually when they come to Seattle, we'll go. If there's a 3-game set, we'll go to 2 out of the 3 games typically. And the last time that we went a couple years ago, when it was still T-Mobile, there was 2 games. The first game ended in a walk-off. Kind of like an error, and then we ended up seeing the Mariners win that game, which was crazy. I think it went extra innings, and then I almost got a foul ball by, I think it was Nelson Cruz in that game, or maybe it was Cano, and they threw the ball up into the stands, and then it went like one seat next to me, and I missed it, and I told my dad, I was like, fuck, man, I'll probably never get a chance to get a closer foul ball than that. With Safeco, obviously T-Mobile Park, but with Safeco Field. But then obviously the next game, slept really well. We were at a 5-star hotel, had a nice burger and onion rings, and I was definitely re-energized. First inning in that second game a couple years ago, I was sitting next to a grandma and grandpa and then my dad, and I always told my friends, if I ever get a home run ball or foul ball, if I need to knock over whoever, kid, grandma, I'm going for it. I'm going to honey badger. I'm going to try to get that souvenir. And lo and behold, in the first inning, in that second game, Usher walked up and said, this is going to be an area where there's foul balls. And lo and behold, first inning, Dodgers are up 2-0. And Kiki Hernandez, foul ball, coming right at me. It's in slow motion. And the guy in front of me, has a mitt. It hits his mitt twice. He bobbles it twice, goes on the ground. I slide over past the grandma and grandpa, which is eerie, but true. And then I'm scooping up the ball with my left hand. And as soon as I get it, the guy bull rushes me from behind, and there's like concrete steps, and I'm wearing shorts. My knees are all bloody because obviously I reached down to grab the ball. I got it, and I ended up getting the souvenir. One of the coolest memories, that I've had. I've always had great luck in AAA baseball games. The Portland Beavers, I got 2 baseballs, a bat, some gloves. Obviously got, this foul ball at the Mariners game with the Dodgers. And it made it even more special because I've gone to Mariner games with my other friends and my dad. But to get a baseball when I'm with my dad, when the Dodgers came to town, and it was a Dodgers player that actually hit it, it was more special to me. I still have the baseball in a case here. And so obviously my love, for baseball is the hot dogs, the beer, the souvenirs, the home run balls. I definitely earned the souvenir, and it was in the first inning. So my knees were bloody. I mean, just bleeding tremendously because this fucker, he had a big ZZ Top beard. He had like 8 people with him, and they were all clowning him because he dropped the ball twice. Hit him in the mitt here, hit him in the mitt here, went on the ground, and he had the aisle seat, right? And then I had to slide past 2 people, so I had the least chance to get the baseball, but I still got it. So sometimes if you're a honey badger and you go after things, you can make shit happen. So Definitely one of the best memories I've had with my dad. And like I said, the Dodgers ended up winning that game. Clayton Kershaw was pitching, and they just beat the brakes off the Mariners. And it was like 80% Dodgers in the stadium, which it normally is wherever the Dodgers play. Get him. There we go. We got 1-0, bottom of the third. Hopefully everyone having a fantastic day. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Obviously an update, as we go into the NFL season, I've reached out to 5 to 10 of my close buddies. They are going to be able to record with me this season, some remotely through StreamYard, but you're going to see a lot of different faces actually in the studio with me. We're going to get Cowboys fans. We're going to get Charger fans. Colts fans, we're going to get fans from Packers fans, we're going to get fans from all different fan bases watching games with me, and a lot of them have never seen me do what I do in person. So it's going to be exciting for you guys to be able to meet a lot of my friends that are hardcore into football, and obviously we'll be able to have that great interaction as we go into the NFL season. It's going to be wild, it's going to be crazy, and I can't wait. And obviously I'm excited for college football as well. It's just right around the corner. And once you know the MLB All-Star Game is on TV, right? I do have a girl, actually. I have two people. I have my buddy Corey, who's a guy that I played basketball with in junior high when we ended up winning championships back then. And then I have this girl, Kelsey, that is a big Seahawks fan, paints her face, goes to the games. And she might be the only female that I have on the channel with me. Back. Gone! Woo! Solo dinger! Wow. Okay, 2-0 American League. I think the National League was favored in this game by quite a bit. Let's go. Let's go. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I definitely earned the souvenir. And like I said, that's why I love going, you know what I mean? Just being able to, sometimes people don't get it. Baseball games in general, sometimes people are, it's a little boring for them. But when you go there in person and you can hear the ambiance of the crowd and high five the strangers and, you know what I mean, eat the hot dog with the relish and the mustard and the hot dog and have the beers. And I mean, there's just something about being at the ballpark than actually watching it on TV. Obviously, I don't have an opportunity to go to Colorado and I watch the All-Star game. Hopefully one day I can go to an All-Star game. Like if it ever comes back to Seattle, you best believe you're going to see this mug there in Seattle for the Home Run Derby as well as the All-Star game. It's been one of those kind of bucket list things that I've really wanted to do. I would rather go to the MLB All-Star game than probably any other All-Star game out there. Yeah, baseball atmosphere. But the thing is, some people love baseball. Some people hate baseball. It all depends if you have a connection with it. My connection to the NFL and college football is stronger, but my dad loves baseball so much, it gets me kind of something to, have in common with him and something that we can bond about, his love for the Dodgers. Because if he didn't love baseball as much as he does, I probably wouldn't be as interested in baseball at this point. It would be probably more kind of like the NBA. Because right now, it's the NFL, college football, wrestling, and then baseball, and then probably basketball at the very bottom. Which is very ironic because when I was a kid, the NBA was probably my number one. But obviously back then it was Jordan, it was Magic, it was Bird, it was Karl Malone, it was Barkley, it was Stockton, it was David Robinson, it was Hakeem Olajuwon, Chris Mullin, need I say more? I mean, there's just so many studs, back then, and then going later on with like Shaq and Kobe. Kobe, rest in peace, but the game is not the same. They're kind of pussies now compared to what it used to be in the 80s and 90s, in my opinion. Game is way soft now. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to try to come out to Seattle. Like I said, my buddy went out for the 4th of July, fireworks. Usually we play the Angels in that time period, but I didn't get a chance to go. I was a little short on money with the move and everything. But I'm going to try to come out to Seattle. They're not having any fucking bobblehead days. So usually I try to go when they have bobblehead days to Seattle. But it seems like they're doing like pops or certain things like that. But hopefully when they get back to doing bobbleheads again, because that's usually why I like to go out there since I'm a collector of toys. They were going to do a Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr. dual bobblehead last year, but then COVID obviously ruined that for me. And then obviously next year, hopefully they get back into some bobbleheads. I'm really hoping that they end up doing a Randy Johnson big unit bobblehead. I don't have a Randy Johnson bobblehead yet of the Mariners. I have a shitload of Mariner bobbleheads, but I don't have a Randy. I would love to get a Randy, maybe another Ichiro. Any kind of Griffey bobblehead night, I'm there, because that's obviously my favorite of all time. But I really would love to see if they would do a Randy Johnson. I think that's the kind of the one I've been really itching for. And as soon as they announce it, I'm definitely going. And I love sitting on first base or third base, about 10 to 20, 10, 15 rows back. So that way I got a good seat, for the pitcher. I'm a good area for foul balls. And it's just a good experience. But hopefully we end up getting something like that as we go into next year. And then hopefully, at some point I can get enough money where I can take my dad to LA and I can take him to a Dodgers game too. So, I got to do that. That's on the bucket list, before he passes. I need to take him, back to his stomping grounds in LA. I need to take him to be able to watch the Dodgers together. So that's something that I really, really want to do. Love to be able to go there while Clayton Kershaw is still pitching too. Who do I got winning the finals? Good question. I mean, I would be shocked if it's anybody other than the Suns, to be honest. I mean, Devin Booker, we know, is wet. I'm not a fan of the NBA really anymore, but I'll still pay attention and watch. Sometimes I'll watch a game, sometimes I won't. But I mean, obviously Giannis is Giannis, and Milwaukee, has a pretty good team. But we have to be honest. If we didn't have injuries, with everything that's going on, LeBron, KD, Kyrie, I mean, you wouldn't even have these two teams in the finals. That's facts. Big facts. But I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, that they have those two teams in. But as far as NBA marketability and ratings, there's a lot of people that are watching because they are two new teams. But there's also a lot of people that have tuned out because you don't have LeBron or KD or some of the big names that are in there right now. So I would be shocked if it's anybody but the Suns at this point. So, Ayton is nice. And if you remember just a couple years ago, they were like one of the worst teams in basketball. But, getting CP3, the point guard, obviously having Devin Booker. But, Ayton, obviously is kind of like the next generational Shaq kind of player. And having him, with that amazing plays that he makes in the playoffs where we saw him, get that dunk at, 1 second left. I mean, I pay attention to what's going on. I just don't like it. I don't like it as much as maybe baseball in October. I don't like it as much as, NFL or college football. I even like wrestling more than the NBA personally. I'll watch AEW, Dynamite, and I'll watch the pay-per-views for WWE and AEW. But like I said, hopefully once COVID is fully over and we get fans back for everything, hopefully everything will improve. Wrestling will improve with the fans. NBA will improve. MLB will improve. And to be honest, it doesn't matter if the NFL has fans or not. They always put on a good product, and the fans are more rabid and they care more. So college football and the NFL will be better with fans, but I think they proved last year that you can still watch the NFL and college football with no fans or limited fans in the crowd because it's just a better sport to watch. Be there and root, and it's just funner for me. You know what I mean? The passion for the fans, for the NFL and college football. I mean, I know there's baseball fans and NBA fans and wrestling fans as well, but I don't think there's anything compared to that college football as well as NFL fan base that we have here in the United States of America and beyond. Kyle Gibson on the mound. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on the Cash App, $ORION-NWSF, or the Super Chat here on YouTube. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. 2-0 game, bottom of the third. About a third of the way in so far. Good game. American League is up. I think the National League was heavily favored in this game, but we got a long ways to go. Work has been tough, but like I said, I've been saving, working hard. Ooh, he cracked that one. Back. Oh! Wow. Aaron Judge. Woo! One of the best baseball players in the game, the beast, Aaron Judge. How did he get that? If you guys have Fox Sports app or you have cable, or DirecTV or Dish, whatever the fuck you got. It's on Fox right now. 512 on my TV, obviously in HD, but everyone's got, a different station. Aaron Judge, full steam ahead. Big 9-9. Big stretch right there. If that was another outfielder with maybe arms a little bit smaller and maybe a little bit shorter of a reach, that definitely would have been a hit. At least a double or triple. Big save right there of a double and triple by Aaron Judge. And it's cool for me to watch the All-Star game too, because I always find players that I don't know who the fuck they are. And so that way, moving forward after the All-Star break, then I can kind of follow some of these guys and see why they made the All-Star game. Because normally when I turn on the starting lineups, that's usually about a half hour before the game starts. I recognize usually about 80%, but there's usually 20%. I'm like, who are these people? But I don't watch every team, just like in the NFL. So there's just going to be a lot of kind of young guys and unknowns. Yeah, Nathan Dodson, man, I'm unloading semis, bro. It's crazy. You saw Judge at T-Mobile? I saw him too. Yep. I saw Giancarlo Stanton and Judge with the Yankees a couple years ago. I saw him there as well. Yeah, they're freaks of nature, man. Twin Towers for sure. One of the things on my bucket list is to go see Mike Trout too. Before he ends up walking away from this game. And obviously the Angels and the Mariners have a good rivalry, but I need to see Mike Trout in person. It's definitely on the bucket list. And I don't mind seeing him there in Seattle as well. So it'd just be nice for fans that are in the Northwest, since we don't have a baseball team here in Oregon. There's rumors that the Oakland A's might be a team that could come to Portland, which I would be totally down with, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Yeah, Trout's insane. I mean, he's the closest thing to Ken Griffey Jr. that we got, playing right now. First ballot Hall of Famer. It's like the Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle of this generation, Mike Trout. But now, within the last 2 years, you're starting to see a lot of the up-and-coming guys, which is exciting too. The Bo Bichette's and the Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s and the Fernando Tatis Jr.'s and, Acuna and Albies. And there's just so many of these young guys coming up that are very, very exciting. And as we get into, September and October, that's really exciting for me, especially once I get in the studio, have the flat screen. I already have it in there probably by August or sooner. So when we get into the Dodgers hopefully being in the World Series, I'll probably do some live play-by-play and reactions, for some baseball games in the playoffs. Obviously depending on where the Dodgers are at that point. If the Dodgers are in it, you're probably going to see a few of those, matchups by me, when we get to that point. And I hope they end up going back-to-back and winning the World Series again. Did you go swim? Yeah. What are we doing? Are we eating? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to watch the rest of this game. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll be back soon, probably sometime, tomorrow with some NFL, kind of original content. I'll be able to probably do a couple videos as we get into, closer and closer to this NFL season, but I'll be able to do a few videos, obviously NFL related, probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be back very, very soon. Watch this All-Star game. It seems like it's going to be a good one as we get closer and closer to the midway point. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. And I got one question for you. Well, you don't talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Enjoy the rest of the MLB All-Star Game 2021. And I'll be back very soon. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.